Surprise, surprise, surprise. I am going live a little bit earlier today. And I forgot to take my phone off the hook, so hopefully it don't ring. Hopefully a train doesn't go by, because I usually try to miss the trains. Once in a while you hear them. My business, where I have my studio, is right on the railroad tracks. I mean, we're talking 10 feet. But I'm going live a little bit earlier today because I have an appointment I have to get to. And it was going to either go live early or not at all. And I had something I wanted to say. I got some interesting stories I'd like to tell. So as you're all jumping on, please share this video, share it, watch it live. If you're watching on Facebook, like, comment, say where you're watching from. Love to connect with you. Love to read the comments later on. I can't watch them live because I'm distracted. It's like squirrel. So, but I can switch to them if I need to. But go ahead and like, comment, share the video, share it all over the place if you can, because Facebook isn't sharing it. I have friends, close personal friends, who tell me I never get notification when you're live again. So I tell them, go over to YouTube and subscribe over on YouTube. So if you're watching YouTube, hit subscribe, read the bell. You might get notified there. Also, go follow me on the Rumble. So the YouTube, let's see here. Where's the UBTubes? This is my handle on YouTube. It's got the little A10 on there. I just like that plane. I haven't changed it yet. As former ground pounder, we like the A10s. This is me over at Rumble. This is me on Telegraph. Those are our most active. If you go over here, as I'm doing research, I'm loading a lot of stuff. And I've got some stuff. If I ever get the internet up, I've got some really cool videos that I'm going to play for y'all. That you can actually download videos if you know how to do it off of Telegraph. You can't off any other platform, but you can off Telegraph. So I could download them, put them on my computer, and run them if my computer had enough internet to do anything, which doesn't ever seem to have. So I'm stalling right now. You know how it works. I hope you have a steaming hot cup of something to drink where you're at. I hope you have a wonderful, great day. It's a beautiful day here in Central Missouri. It's approximately 7:41 a.m. and I am early. That's okay. You can watch me on a rerun. It'll be all right. It is 3/10/2021, and what is happening in the universe? Man, there's so much stuff. Go over to my Telegraph page. There's stuff on there that I'm not talking about. And some of it is, and some of it is, wow. So just go over there and check that out. And you might be enlightened a little bit. You might learn something. It's a pretty good page. So I see everybody jumping on. I do appreciate it. I know it's early. Ha. All right. So let's get to the meat of it. Okay. So what's going on today? Well, this was breaking on CNN. It says that the CDC releases guidelines giving limited freedoms to people fully vaccinated against COVID-19. And then they talk about the rules. But limited freedoms? I always thought the Constitution gave us our freedoms. Actually, it was, we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Among these are your limited freedoms right here. I didn't know anybody voted for the CDC. Did you? I didn't. Anyways, so the CNN is saying that the CDC is now granting us, their holy eminence is now granting us limited freedoms if you're fully vaccinated. But only if. So what are the freedoms? Center for Disease Control and Prevention say people fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 can safely visit with other vaccinated people and small groups of unvaccinated people in some circumstances. But there are still important safety precautions needed. Well, what safety precautions? I skipped through a bunch of, CNN tried to make a 12-page article out of something that needed to be on one page, but I skipped through a bunch of it. So these are the guidelines. You can visit other vaccinated people indoors without masks or physical distancing. All right. Woohoo. For all vaccinated, we can hold hands in the movie theater. Visit indoors with unvaccinated people from a single household without masks or physical distancing if the unvaccinated people are low risk of severe disease. But I thought if I was vaccinated, I didn't have the disease. But okay, I digress. Skip quarantine and testing if exposed to someone who has COVID-19 but are asymptomatic. Now, roll up. It says visit with unvaccinated people from single household mask. If the unvaccinated people, so if I visit with unvaccinated people that are low risk, that's okay because they might get it if they're at high risk from me. What that sounds like. But I could skip quarantine and testing if exposed to someone with COVID-19 but are asymptomatic. So if I'm exposed to someone with COVID-19, can I get it? Can I transfer it over to the people in the one above? And you should monitor for symptoms for 14 days. Those are just questions I have about the logic of their statement. So, and then it says that people who are fully vaccinated still need to take precautions in many scenarios. The guidelines of fully vaccinated people you must, even if you've had both your shots, wear a mask, keep good physical distance around the unvaccinated who are at increased risk of severe COVID-19, or if the unvaccinated person has a household member who's at higher risk. Wear a mask and physically distance when visiting unvaccinated people who are from multiple households. So you still have to wear a mask, you still have to social distance, you still can't go out, you still can't do the things that you want to do, but you've got some limited free. They've granted you permission. In addition, fully vaccinated people should continue basic safety precautions, including wearing a mask that fits well and keeping physical distance in public. That's right. Avoid medium and large size crowds. You mean like Antifa demonstrations and celebrating when Joe Biden won the borrowed election? Washing hands frequently. You should always wash your hands frequently. I'm a frequent hand washer, and I was before COVID came around. And getting tested for COVID-19 if you feel sick. But how can I get COVID-19 if I've been vaccinated? I know that if you get vaccinated for polio, you're probably not going to get polio. If you're vaccinated for smallpox, probably not going to get smallpox. But if you're vaccinated for COVID-19, you still get COVID-19. Yeah. So anyways, go out and get your vaccinations, get your shots, because everybody needs their vaccinations. And don't worry, the government's going to stimulate you. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. We're all going to get checks, $1.9 trillion, and we're all going to get what? $1,000, $1,400, something like that's going to be great. And we're all going to get vaccinated. We're all going to wear masks. We're all going to social distance, get in line, and shut up about it. I'm glad they granted us some freedoms, though. I mean, it's so wonderful that the CDC has decided to give us limited freedom. How wonderful is that? Big Brother is taking care of us. It's wonderful. And then there's this. Speaking of the stimulated checks, where everybody's going to be stimulated by the government, there's this one. ABC10 reports that Trump's name will appear on coronavirus stimulus checks. Now, this is dated 3/9/21. I don't know if that's true, but golly, I hope it is. Because that's going to cause somebody to get really upset, and it would be fun to watch. This check doesn't say it's from Biden. It says it's from Trump. Oh, I had to throw that one in there because I found it entertaining. And then there's this one. It says, in case you missed it, Biden's German Shepherd banished from the White House after alleged biting incident. Pooch was reportedly sent back to Delaware home. Something seems awfully screwy about that one. I don't know. I guess reports are that the dog bit a Secret Service agent. I mean, I see how dogs can get protected, especially in a new environment that they're not used to. You know, dogs kind of like their things, at least the ones I've experienced, the way they are. And there's probably not as much room for them German Shepherds, because that's what they are, to run around, in the yard and all that stuff like he has in his big estates back there, his little humble abode. Something doesn't sit right with me. I don't think we're getting the full story. I think there's more to that story. I don't know what it is. I haven't done any research or anything. I just found that to be interesting. The things that I find that are interesting, right? So, what else is in the news today? This one's in the news today. LA teachers warned against posting vacation pics online as union fights against in-person classes. Now, what are you talking about? Well, out in California, all the schools are shut down and we got to do it all online. And the teachers are going to take off on spring break and go to Daytona Beach or Corpus Christi or wherever you go on spring break, and they're going to be, in their bikinis, getting drunk, whoring around, doing whatever they do on spring break. It'll be fun. And they're going to be posting all over social media. And, there might be a question of how come you can go and do all these things in an environment where we have to shut down the schools. Teachers are still getting paid, even though they're sitting at home. Oh, yeah, they got to do their online classes. I get it. I understand. It's tough work doing it from home. So much more they have to organize and work out. And look, if you're a teacher, especially if you're in my area, you're going to work every day. So I'm not talking about you. But if you're out there in California or other places where it's all shut down, it's probably look bad when you're posting yourself in the bikini, taking the shot from the tube funnel thing, while you're over in Mazatlan or someplace, while you're trying to say everything needs to be quarantined. So this is from the article, from the report. It says, in a leaked post from the private Facebook group for Ultra Union members, only teachers were warned not to post social media if they go on spring break vacations because optics would be bad for them, while Ultra is refusing to return to unsafe in-person schooling because we all know that 0.009 or something like that percent of children can catch the coronavirus and have any symptoms, and anybody under 30 or 40, like most teachers, are pretty well safe from it too, but it's ultra dangerous. This is the leak that they had. So friendly reminder, if you're planning any trips for spring break, please keep off social media. It's hard to argue that it's unsafe for in-person instruction. Yes, I would see where this would be a problem if parents and the public see vacation photos and international travel. Yes, as you're going off to Italy and Europe and Mazatlan and I don't know, where do the lefties like to go? Vietnam, wherever you're going, your cool vacation, because you're still getting a paycheck. You know how many people in California aren't getting paychecks? Our businesses are shut down. They can't. One of the couples that was working can't go because the kids are home all day, so they had to, either take a break from their job or maybe get less hours so they can take care of the kids at home, especially if you have little ones. But you're still getting your paycheck enough that you can go on vacation to Bangladesh or someplace and post selfies in your bikini as you're drinking little drinks with umbrellas. And it probably would look bad. This is what Ultra is. Ultra is United Teachers of Los Angeles, and this is their Facebook. The United Teachers of Los Angeles International. Oh, internal. I'm sorry. Internal. I read that wrong. I even got a bigger screen. I'm still reading it wrong. I just upgraded to a new screen that's about 3 times bigger because my blind butt can't see. Anyways, I'll digress. I made a mistake. Forgive me. Or don't. I don't care. So it says a statement from Ultra to Fox LA when we asked about the post, says we have a diverse membership and they are able to post their views on personal Facebook pages and in this Facebook group. However, Ultra does not monitor nor is responsible for the content. Parents angry, sorry at 10, or story at 10. There you go. Can't read it. Parents angry. I think I'd be upset if I have to have my little crumb cruncher home all day. I have to take time off work to do this when I'm already paying you. I'm still paying my taxes. You're still charging me exorbitant property taxes and sales taxes and what other taxes out in California? And you get to take off and go on vacation and you haven't showed up to work? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're doing online classes. Oh, what a joke that is. Get these kids back in school. can't believe I'm saying that because these are just propaganda mills anyways. Maybe we should just, while we're at it, scrap the whole school system and start over with something better. Do you know, I read a book one time, I got it from the library, and it was poems from the Civil War. It was love letters from the Civil War from both sides. And they were, I can't even repeat how good they were because I can't speak the English language as good as these people were writing it on paper. It was so eloquent. These were enlisted, not officers, not highly educated. Most of these guys had less than a 6th grade education, grew up on the farm, had to work. How did these guys learn to write and read like that? Only a 6th grade education. Rush Limbaugh one time started reading. He didn't say where it came from. He just started reading a test. He said, in order to graduate, he didn't say from where. He just said graduate. You have to pass this test. He started reading this test. It had all kinds of stuff in it. It had history and science and all kinds of stuff. It was really high-level stuff. He said, then he had to write this really long, I don't remember how many pages, 50, 100-page essay. And you had to read it before the class. You had to stand up and read your essay before the class in order to graduate. This was at the turn of the century, and it was high school. And this was stuff that they don't teach in college today. You see, our education system has not gone up. It's gone down. It's gone down because, there's a whole lot of reasons it's gone down. It's not the fault of the teachers. Their hands are tied. I send my kids to 8th grade. I send them, my 2 youngest anyways, to a private Lutheran school. And the one thing about the private Lutheran school, and it has its goods and its bads, but the education was pretty premium as far as reading, writing, and arithmetic. They didn't really have the money for the other stuff. Just reading, writing, and arithmetic and religion. That's what they taught at that school, which I'm okay with. But one thing about those teachers at that school, every single one of them is there because they want to teach, not for a paycheck. Because if they wanted a paycheck, they could take their credentials, walk across the street to the public school, make 3 times the amount of money they're being paid. They're getting paid pittance at that school. They're there because of the passion they have for teaching little crumb crunchers. And there are teachers in the public school system that are there for the same reason, but their hands are tied. There's also a lot of teachers, and you know who I'm talking about, who punch the clock, they show up, they punch the clock, they go home, and they might do something in between. And then they get vested. They get unionized. And they're there for until they retire. And then we pay them for the rest of their life. I'm not against teachers. I especially, God bless the ones that really, really have a passion for it. That's what they want to do. And they're going to teach their kids. They're going to, man, they do a great job. I mean, we all can think back to when we were in school, it's been a little while since I was in school, and there was that 1 or 2 teachers that you remember that, man, you just loved that teacher. You learned a lot in their class. But it shouldn't be 1 or 2, right? We need to rethink our school systems. Public school systems need to be rethought. And I don't know what the answer is to that. I do think that more local control. One of the things that I'm going to do here probably next week, hopefully I get my internet up and I'm able to do dual broadcasting again. We're having a school board election here in Central Missouri in April, and we got some board members that are guys that are running for the board that are a little more average American than maybe who's on the board now. And I'm going to interview a couple of these guys, and I think you'll really enjoy. And you need to, wherever you're at, get involved in the school board, get involved in these boards, the health board. It's the health board that's put all these restrictions, the health board that shut down the schools. Get involved with them. They shouldn't have that much power. The power should be in you And whatever politician's closest to you is where the power should be. That's why our founding fathers thought about it. We need to get back to these United States, not the United States. So speaking of getting back to that, changing the subject here, I found some stuff that I found interesting, and I'm not, okay, what I'm about to show you, I'm not commenting on other than to say, well, that's interesting, okay? I know, whacked out conspiracy theories. The QAnons, they're coming to get us. We got to keep all the guards indefinitely. We got to keep them. We need a quick reaction force indefinitely in DC. That's something I was just reading before I came on. Because the QAnons and those redneck hillbillies from Alabama and the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers and all them, they come and get us. I just found something interesting. First was this one. I don't know what that means. I know that's kind of a nice way to rest your hand. I never rest my hands like that, but that's interesting. Found that and thought that was interesting. But then there's this one. And I don't know what's going on here. It says creepy, don't you think? That's weird. I'm sure it's just coincidence, you know. And I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm not adding anything to it. I'm just putting it out there so maybe you can, I don't know, think about it. Don't you find that interesting? How about this one? You know what this is? This is Neverland Ranch, by the way. You see that in the top corner there? Up on the hill? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Let's see. How about this one? John F. Kennedy gravesite. Well, that's interesting. It's got a nice little circle drive there. The grass looks like in the sun. It's like a wintertime shot. The grass looks like it, you know, very well manicured. I've never been there. Be interesting to go. Look at how that just kind of works out like that. Isn't that interesting? And then there's this one. Do y'all know what this one is? Yeah, that's another memorial. That's for Princess Diana, the lady in the blue dress right here. Oh, and the lady in the white shirt right there. And the green, the one on the right, screen right. Isn't that interesting? That's her memorial. I don't know what all that means. Probably nothing. It's probably not a big deal at all. If you want to see more about that kind of stuff, go over to my Telegraph page. I got some more stuff like that on there. And you can make a decision for yourself. It's just coincidence. You know, people like that architectural design, you know? How that all, isn't that kind of neat the way that flows around? Interesting. And my Telegraph page, this is it right here. It's if you search for Patriot Mike Thoughts. It's called the Patriot Mike channel when it pops up, but it's a Patriot Mike Thoughts in order to find it. Okay. I thought you want to know that. Go over there and check that out. And I just collect. And also the other thing is I don't just screenshot and post on that page. I share from other places that I find stuff. So now you can find where my sources are and who I'm following. You see where I'm going? Because that's how I found them, is I've followed other people. Just throwing that out there, you know. That way you can do your own research and your own thoughts. Find things interesting, you know. There you go. And I opened the chat up on there too. If you wanted to chat on there, there's you can comment on the little pictures. So, all right, and then this, I'm gonna finish off with this right here, the Babylon Bee. I mean, the Babylon Bee is the greatest. They really got this. I know it's a satire site, but sometimes the Babylon Bee just knocks it out of the park. So the latest number on coronavirus: 100% of the world still under God's control. That's right. The story goes on to say, we analyze the numbers, and at the, I can't see it. Okay. Hold on a second. I've got stuff blocking my screen, and I need to take care of that. Okay. We analyze the numbers, and The one pattern that emerges here is that 100% of human beings are still in the loving hands of their creator, said the spokesman for the CDC. Christ created the world and holds the universe together by his power and his will. In him, all things hold together. Interesting. The evidence is undeniable at this point. Remarkably, this data is very similar to the researchers finding during the fall of Rome, the Black Plague, the Holocaust, the Spanish flu, the swine flu, the bird flu, and every other time of turmoil humanity has faced. No matter what specific plague or time of suffering, researchers have always pointed to the fact that God is sovereign and bends the thread of history to his will for his glory. A connection was also found between placing your faith in Jesus Christ and not having to worry about death by coronavirus or any other kind of death, as we are destined for another world. Oh, where was I? Here we are. I apologize. A connection was also found between placing your destined for another. Okay. He sees the sparrows and clothes the lilies of the field. So why do you freak out? And seriously, stop buying all the doggone toilet paper. I'm sorry, but the Babylon Bee is always on point. I like them guys over there. Oh, satire at its best. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to have to take off here pretty quick because I've got a doctor's appointment. I'm just checking the comments real quick. I appreciate everybody jumping on. I see you there. I do so appreciate it. Hey, remember to share this video because you're the only way I get it spread because Facebook doesn't do it anymore. They don't like me for some reason. Nobody likes me. Go over to Telegraph. Check out Telegraph. Check me out on Rumble. Everything gets loaded up to Rumble in the evening time until I get the new internet. It'll load up a lot faster when I get the new internet. Right now, it takes a couple hours, like 4 or 5. It's terrible. Terrible. And this is me on the YouTubes. If you're on the YouTubes, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell, comment, and hit the little thumbs up button right now. Go hit the thumbs up button on the YouTubes because that's how it spreads around there. I do appreciate everybody jumping on. Sorry, a little early today. That means you have to probably catch it on the rerun if you're watching at the regular time because, well, like I said, I got an appointment. Got to get to it. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later.